welcome to this press conference that we are having on the implementation of the photo ID, which goes into effect tomorrow. We are all part of a coalition here in Missouri known as the Missouri Voter Protection Coalition. And here in Saline County area, we have the Democrats, the NAACP, the Mid-Missouri Progressive, and other organizations are a part of this coalition. Now, to give you a brief background on the coalition, the Missouri Voter Protection Coalition is a nonpartisan coalition of more than 36 organizations statewide that work to protect the right to vote. The coalition has been fighting restrictive photo ID proposals in Missouri for more than a decade. This began in 2006 when the first photo ID legislation was passed and being proven unconstitutional by the Supreme Court of Missouri. The coalition has been meeting with the Secretary of State, Jay Ashcroft, since January on how his office intends to implement the new law. The coalition sent an advocacy letter to Secretary Ashcroft demanding that he promulgate clear guidance to local election authorities, including model poll workers, training models, and that he engage in robust education of voters, including reaching out to voters who lack ID. In response, last Thursday, May 25th, Secretary Ashcroft issued a series of emergency rules related to tomorrow's implementation of the photo ID law. While one of the rules governs the provision of free IDs for voters who need them, the rules overall fail to address the major concerns of the coalition, including the circumstances when voters without ID will be allowed to cast regular rather than provisional ballots. And despite the request, the Secretary of State has still not committed to sending a mailing to all voters who lack an idea about how they can maintain one. In addition, the information on the law presented on the Secretary of State's website remains woefully insufficient. For example, it doesn't even tell voters that they must provide a non-expired state-issued ID, which is now required by law. Now, as we proceed this morning, there's going to be a number of people hitting on different topics, and I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you what we're going to talk about. Well, I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about, and then I'm going to let them talk about it, and then I'm going to tell you what they talked about. But first, David